Right, good morning everybody who's on our YouTube page. Happy National Fitness Day. So our first class of the day is Ian with our conditioning class. So 10 till 10:45. Grab your mats and you will just need a chair as well. So I'm going to hand over to Ian. Have fun. There you go, there he is.
Good morning everybody. Good morning. Okay, it's going to be a very low impact session here. It's just about getting all your joints moving and just introducing you to working your muscles in a different way than you used to. As we get older, our muscle wastes away, our bones get more and more brittle, so it is important to keep doing resistance exercises. It doesn't need to be weights, so some of the stuff we're going to do today is enough just to try and build that muscle back up and keep the bones nice and strong. All make sense? Stuff. Any injuries I need to know about before we start?
Just arthritis.
Yeah,
bit
of arthritis. That's fine. Okay, so if you can all stand up, we're just going to start with a general top to toe warm up, nothing too strenuous. So we're going to start with some shoulder shrugs. So we're bringing our shoulders up to our ears and then down. Holding up for about a second. Good. And all of these movements, we want to try and get as much movement in the area that we're doing as possible. Good start. Okay. And done. Right, from here, we're going to roll our shoulders. So arms out here. And moving forward, just rolling forward, just small circles, about the size, what was that, about football? Size of football. So this movement is working our shoulders, and it's getting all the fluid in the shoulder muscle going around, lubricating the joints. Good stuff, excellent. From here, let's go backwards. Good, so nice and gentle. Hopefully the arms aren't getting too heavy doing this. Good stuff. Okay, and relax. Going to do a similar sort of thing, but we're going to be just rolling the shoulders. So we're keeping our hands to the sides, and just rolling your shoulders back. Try and make a bigger circle as possible. Turn to the side so you can see. Nice and big. So again, we're just trying to move the joint so that when we work it later, it doesn't do anything we don't want it to. Excellent. Okay. Go the other way. So we're going forwards this time. We can go backwards, depending on what way you go. You might find one side is freer than the other. That's perfectly normal. Generally, if your dominant side might be a bit tighter. Good. Okay, cool. We're going to move down the body now, and we're going to go to trunk rotations. So it's moving our waist, but we're trying to keep our lower body and our head still. So arms here and just turning from here. So try and keep your hips still. So you want to try and, as much as you can, just moving your waist. It doesn't have to be a large movement, and as you get freer and freer, you might find you be able to turn a little bit more. So this is working the waist, it's working the lower back. Good, excellent work. I'm breaking into a sweat, I don't know about you guys. Good stuff. Okay, so we're going to move down a bit lower than the trunk. We're going to go into our hips. We're going to do hip circles. So if we all had brass skirts, it would be really good, but we haven't. So just rolling round, big circles. So as we're coming round, you can feel certain muscles being slightly pulled. So that's working, especially the hip flexors here. And it's these hip flexors that can cause a lot of back pain, lower back pain, if they get too tight. So if you do a lot of sitting, a lot of driving, and the other way. These shorten, which will then tilt your pelvis, which will give you lower back pain, so on and so forth. So sitting is not good for us. Cool. Okay, excellent. Well done. Okay, from there, you might want to hold on to the back of your chair for this one. So basically, we're going to be opening our hips. So from here, we're going to do a hip circle. As far as you can get your knee, just coming out the side as far as you can, as far as it's comfortable. And now we're going to come the other way, and we're going to come in with the knee. We're just making sure that the whole of the knee and the hip is warmed up bit of a stretch. Good. Okay, right, so as we've got 2 legs, we'll do the other leg. So the first one was coming out. Again, we're warming up all the ligaments, tendons, all the tinier muscles. And then coming in, so it's coming back across the body. Good stuff. Excellent. Okay, relax off. Okay, one more warm up to do, and that's drawing circles with your toes. So your toe on the ground, just doing circles, warm up those ankles. Ankles and feet tend to be neglected, even though they take most of the work, and then try and go the other way. That clicking noise you hear is my ankle. Perfectly normal. Okay, change feet. Circles. Let's just try and get everything moving, everything warmed up. We're getting the blood flowing through, and the other way. Good, excellent, well done. So we've warmed up. Well, I've warmed up anyway. So, so we're now going to do a few exercises. So the first exercise you're going to do, you can either do it freestanding or holding on the back of your chair. I have to hold on to something because I've got really bad balance. So all you're doing is lifting your leg from the side out here. We want the back to be kept straight. So we're just coming out here and down. Doesn't matter how high you bring your leg. You can do that one leg for 30 seconds. So just keep your upper body straight. So we don't want to lift our legs like that. Just keep it nice and straight because you want to work these muscles on the outside of your leg. Good. A bit slow when you bring it back down so that you're controlling the movement. Super, that's better. So you're just trying to get as much movement. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay, now with the same leg, keep standing up. We're going to come backwards. You won't get so much movement with this one. Just coming back again. We want to keep nice and straight. If I can get my leg nice and high if I bend, that's not what we're doing. We're trying to use our glutes and our hamstrings to get that up as high as we can. So if you can, try and keep your leg straight as you're coming backwards. That's good. Excellent. Okay, you've got about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, again, last exercise with this leg. We're going to do the same thing, but we're coming forward. There you go. You should be able to get it slightly higher than the last direction. Good. Excellent. We're just warming up the leg, using the smaller muscles in our legs before we go on to the larger exercise a little bit later. Good. Excellent. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Okay. Guess what? We're doing the other leg. So we're starting with the side leg raises. So away you go. Excellent. That's good. Try to keep our upper body as straight as we can, so that the muscles on the outside of our legs are doing all the work for us. You're probably noticing the muscles that you worked on the leg that you're standing on because they're feeling tired and you're making work even though you're only standing. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Okay, the next one was the rear leg raise. Coming this way. Again, keeping the upper body straight. Probably feel it in your backside as you're bringing your leg back, and your hamstrings, muscles that are on the back. Good. Great work. Okay, 10 seconds. You've all got better balance than I have, that's for sure. 3, 2, 1. Okay, finishing off with the front leg raise, up as high as you can. want to keep it at a reasonable speed so that you're actually working the muscles rather than using your momentum just to swing your leg. Not that any of you are doing that. It's halfway. 10 seconds left. Cool. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Good. Okay, just shake your legs off a bit. So, why have I warmed the legs up? I'm going to do some squats, which you may not have done before. So, for a squat move, you want your feet roughly hip width apart. That is the basic position. However, not everybody's built the same, so if you don't feel comfortable with them that far apart, you can open them a little bit further, just so you can get a nice range of movement. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay, so all you're doing is your feet are here, like everything we've been doing, our back is nice and straight, and then we're just going to sit down in a chair, and then back up. Right, you're going to do 10 of those. So, good. Good, excellent. Nice range there. You're going to do 3 sets of these. I haven't been counting, so when you stop, I know that you've done your 10 each. Super. We're going to have a little bit of a rest before we go on to the next 10. Another important pointer when you're doing these, I'm throwing a lot of information at you, so I do apologise. When you're coming down into the squat, you want to try and get your knees to track over your toes. If you don't want the knee going either side, that could cause damage. Excuse me, that could cause damage to your knees. So if we're coming down and our knees are doing that, it's going off the line of movement that it should be working on. So we want to try and come that way. Okay. So something else for you to watch out for while you're doing it. So another 10, please. Good. I don't know if you noticed, Keith, that your right knee wants to come in, doesn't it? This one, yeah. So that's an operation. That would explain it. So it's really important for you to watch for that. Really concentrate on that, not coming in. Good. And as you've warmed up, you've already done a set, you might find you might be able to get a little bit deeper into your squat. And this does have a practical application. It will help you get out of a chair. Might sound simple, but you don't always have arms on a chair to push you out from. So if your legs are nice and strong, we can stand up out of the chair. Good. Cool. Okay, a little bit of a rest, and we do one more set of that. Everybody all right so far? Good. Good. Excellent. Everybody feeling it in the legs? Yeah, good. That's where you should be feeling it. So whatever exercise you're doing, you try and concentrate on the muscle that you're working. If you're not feeling it where you should be, then something is off. So we're working our legs, so you should be feeling it mainly in the front of your legs, the quad muscles. So if you're feeling it in your buttocks as well, that's fine. Okay, last 10. Where you go in your own time. Good. Excellent. Really nice slow squat. Very impressive. Good. And if you're doing exercises, you want to try and think about how functional those exercises are for you for what you want to do. So as I say, this could apply to getting out of the chair. If there's something else that you think you want to do that you struggle with, try and exercise the muscles for that. If you're trying to lift something with your arms, you want to strengthen up your arms. That will make sense. Cool, excellent. Good work, guys. Okay. So we've worked our legs, we give the legs a rest, and we're going to work our upper body now. We'll work up to push-ups. Don't panic, don't panic. So we're going to start, we're going to warm up the shoulders, because although push-ups are a chest exercise, there's a lot of work goes on the shoulders. So one arms out here, and we're coming down, and back up again. Just doing that movement for another 30 seconds. So as you're doing this, you might find that it starts burning. That's fine. These are the muscles that we work. If you go to a gym, you might see people in the gym doing this with weights. Exactly the same exercise. Whereas we're doing this in here and at home, you don't need weights, warm up our shoulders like this. 3, 2, 1. Excellent, well done. Okay, from there, what are we doing? We are doing front raises, so it's a similar sort of movement, but this time we're just lifting our arms up this way. Okay. So although it's still working the shoulders, it's working more the front part of your shoulders, which is where you're going to push up. That's where it's going to come from. Excellent. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, last exercise. We're keeping our arms out here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring our arms towards us, making a fist, and then coming back out here. We want to try and keep our upper arms level with the ground. So we're coming in. So out, and back in with a fist. Try and keep these as level as we can. So we're starting here, and then coming here. That's it, good. Cool. So as well as we've got the shoulders under tension because they're not moving, so it's taking some stress there, but now we're working our biceps as we're putting our hands in. Good. Appreciate it, take some concentration on where the hands are. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Shake your arms off. We'll just run through that one again. Okay, so we're going to start with the side raise, then we're going to go to front raise, and then the extension. So starting with the lateral raises. Feel your shoulders working through the whole of the movement. I know we look like a flock of birds, but if you concentrate on your shoulder, you can actually feel the muscles working. Awesome. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now from there, we're doing the front raise. Good. Something to bear in mind whenever you're going to do some exercises, try and warm your muscles up. You don't necessarily have to do the whole of this routine before you do your swimming or your jogging or whatever. Just bear in mind that as we're getting older, we need to get the fluid rolling around our joints. 2, 1. Okay, last one. Hands out and coming in. Yeah, we need to keep the joints lubricated. So moving them, get the fluid going, lubricate the joints. And that'll help free you. So if you're doing your swimming, you're in the gym doing running or whatever. It's halfway, 15 seconds to go. Good. Nice. Good work. Excellent. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Super stuff. Okay. So, push-ups. Everybody's favourite. Okay, 4 different ways of doing push-ups. So you can choose whichever variation you want to do. You can use a wall. Hands off the shoulder width apart. So your hands under your shoulders. Also on the wall, come from here. The wall push-up. Slightly harder version is doing a box push-up. So we're in a box position, again, hands under the shoulders, and we're coming down here. We're trying to keep our arms as close to our body as we can. make it slightly more difficult, when we've got knees backwards, and we're here. And last but not least, full push up. So we're here, down, and up. So we've got 4 variations.
And these wouldn't do that.
So 10 push-ups, whichever one you want to do. So if you want to use the wall, if you want to do your box push-up. One here, just like that. And then just bend the elbows, that's it, and then back up again. Good. Good. That's work. That's 4 variations on a push-up, increasing in difficulty as you go. Once you've done your 10, stop, shake off. There are other variations that you can do. So you can have your hands wider apart, which will make it that more harder. That more harder? That's really bad English. Make it harder. But you can do the same. So you can do wall push-ups slightly wider. You can do box push-ups slightly wider. On the kneeling push-ups, do them slightly wider. Or you can bring your hands in just slightly inside, shoulder width apart, and do the same again. And that just works the chest and the arms slightly different. Okay, you're going to do another 10. As I said before, when you're doing your exercise, what muscles are you using? So you move using your arms and you're using your chest. That's where you should be feeling this. Good. Doing full push-ups is a confidence thing as much as anything. So if you want to practice doing a full push-up, we can go here, and then put your knees down, get yourself back up, set yourself in a full push-up position, and down, and push yourself up. You've got the confidence, that's it, to put your knees down. That's it. Yeah. So it's a confidence thing that you're not going to come back up or you're going to smash your face into the ground. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Once you've done your 10, good work, Jamie. Well done. Okay, let's shake those arms out, and then we're going to do one more set in a few seconds. So, as I was saying, push-ups do work the chest, but they also work the backs of your arms, which ladies refer to as their bingo wings. It's working the bingo wings. Okay, last set of 10, so whichever format you're doing, go for it. A lot of exercise is all about confidence in doing the exercise. Doing awesome, really are, guys. This is all stuff that you can practice at home. Your other half's doing. Challenge them to a competition. No, okay. Enjoy the show. Okay, once you're done, we can get back up and shake off.
So the 7-year-old be practicing with the grandson. He can do his hand in the middle.
Okay.
And he's only 17.
Right, it makes a hell of a difference. A hell of a difference. And I think that's one of the things about this class. It might seem very low impact, but a lot of younger people don't realise that the issues that we experience as we get older. It gets a lot harder to do basic things. So we dial it back a bit, and we're still doing the same thing. We're getting stronger by doing what we're doing. So if you continue to do push-ups and squats, your legs and arms and chest are going to get stronger. but it's not so highly packed, it's throwing weights around. A couple of years, you might be doing the flat push-ups. No, you don't. Never say never, that's what I say. Okay, so we worked on top, worked on bottom, we're going to work our middle bits here. So, straightforward warm up, we're just going to bend to one side, doesn't matter which side. And again, we're not bending forwards or backwards, so we're trying to keep it straight as possible. Let's start the timer as I'm timing. Just the one side. And as you warm up and you become a bit more elastic, you might find that you're just getting a little bit further down. Cool. This is also something, if you wanted to make it slightly harder, you could do with the weight. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're just going to change sides. Back the other way. But yeah, you could add a weight. It doesn't have to be heavy, it could be a tin of beans. I don't know why everybody chooses the tin of beans, but there we go. It could be 10 tomatoes or whatever. Just adds a little bit more weight to what you're doing, and then it could be a bag of sugar. You just build yourself out gradually. You don't have to use weights that you find for you. Okay, and relax. Okay, last one. We did this in part of the warm-up. So we're doing the trunk rotations. We're just coming in. You might find that this is a bit easier than it was when you first did it. Seems like you've all got a little bit more movement now. Because we've warmed up, our muscles are now ready to do what we're asking them to do. Good. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay, do that one more time. So side bends just to one side. There we go. Just try and stretch it out. The side that's working is the side that pulls you back up again. So if you bend it to the right, it's the left-hand side of your abs that pull you back up. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Good. That's right, everybody. Good. Keep going. It's halfway. 10 seconds left. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's start with trunk rotations. Try and keep everything else still. Moving. Hopefully by the end of the day you're going to feel loose a little. Done. You'll be able to jog home. Probably not, I suppose you've probably driven, so I don't want to leave the car here. 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Okay, excellent. That's our midsection, nicely warmed up. So for the core exercise, so many different core exercises you can do. So I picked one that relatively straightforward, difficult to master, because it involves a bit of coordination. It's called a reciprocal reach, because you're moving different sides of the body at the same time. So we're in box push-up position, and what we're doing from here is we're going to lift one arm and the opposite leg. We're coming straight. Okay. Okay. So we're using our core to keep our hips still. So where you go, you're going to do 10, so that'll be 5 on each side. That's it, good. Keep that core nice and engaged. Good. No need to rush. Just nice pace. Just good.
got Superman.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All on green screen. Good. You can probably feel that your core is actually working to keep your stability going. The stronger your core gets, the more stable you will be doing this exercise. Once you've done 5 on each side, we can rest. Cool. Brilliant. Excellent work there, Jane.
Well, you both try next.
Yes, yeah, okay. So, go again. Let's have a little rest.
Right, a little rest, did
You were concentrating, no, that was very good. You might often hear on exercise videos or in any classes about keeping your core braced. That is basically tightening up your abdomen muscles to keep you nice and still. And to brace your core, just imagine somebody's about to hit you in the stomach. That's how much tension you want in those muscles. It's not a case of you trying to suck your belly button through to your spine.
This is a Pilates move, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's not an easy one to master, but it is really good for stability and working your core. Because your core is working throughout of this to try and keep you nice and stable. When you become masters of this, you can do it from a press-up position without your knees being on the ground. I've seen videos, I know it can be done. Good. When you've done your 5 each side, I'll have a little rest. And one more round. Are you feeling that, Nicole? Yeah. Yeah? Good. You're probably not, Jane, because you're used to other stuff. Okay, where you go. It's also a bit of a mental exercise trying to work out your arms and legs. You will find if you try and rush the move, it will make you more unstable and will actually make it harder. I know that sounds strange because you want to get back into that stable full position on the floor. Actually, if you just keep the move controlled all the way through, actually keep it more stable. Super work. And it's a lot harder than it's given credit for. Again, it's something that can be easily done at home, or if you're on holiday in your hotel room.
Holiday?
Or when you're going from the front garden to the back garden. That'll be a holiday.
Be good if we get locked in. Well, not good if we get locked in.
Exactly.
Just because you got holidays.
Yeah. I managed to get to work.
You won't get there now, would you?
No, probably not. Probably not. Okay, so once you've done your 10, you can stand up again. Good. Good work. I'm really well, everybody. Feeling okay? Good. So, we've done the main core of the exercise. Pardon the pun, on the word core. So now we're going to stretch out and cool down our muscles. So I'm just going to start, get a little bit of a cardio move going. So, it's going to be running on the spot. If you don't want to run, you can walk and just try and get your knees up as high as you can. And if you can, clap under that. If you want, you can just do a little bit more. That's it. Good. So this is bringing everything in that we're using. Because your core is holding you upright, your legs are already worked. Good. Okay. Go a little bit faster if you can. Good. Get the blood circulating. That's it. Good. Excellent. Marching on the spot. Super. Good work, James. We're nearly there. Right, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay, cool. We'll have one more go at that. Then we'll start off a nice slow walk, jog, whatever you want to do, and then we just squeeze it up to a little joint again. Okay, away you go. That's what I like, I don't have to do it, you do all the work. Go a little bit faster if you can. And rest. Cool, well done. So, got blood flowing. So let's stretch out the muscles now. So we'll start from the lower half first and stretch out our hamstrings or backs of the legs. So, feet hip width apart. We're going to be bending forward, bending from the hip, but we want to keep our back straight. We're just coming from here, bending down. As you bend down, you should feel the stretch of the backs of your legs. Keeping that back nice and straight. I mean, we can touch the floor if we round our back, but that's not the purpose because it takes the emphasis off your hamstring. Good, excellent. Okay, coming back up. So we're going to move our feet out to about shoulder width apart. Same again, bending from the hips, keeping that back straight. And just feeling that slight tension in your hamstring, back to your legs. Good. And then coming back up. Up slowly, you don't want to rush the blood to the head. Right, feet nice and wide. We're going to do exactly the same thing, bending from the hips. This time with your hands, try and reach towards your heels. You'll come backwards behind that feet if you can. And from this position, go over and grab one ankle or head towards one ankle. You don't have to grab it, it's fine. Coming back to the centre, and grabbing the other ankle or heading towards the other ankle. Back to centre, coming up nice and slowly. Good, excellent. Okay. So, we're now going to stretch out the hip flexors. So these are what I was telling you earlier about things to get tightened up when you're doing a lot of sitting, driving, whatever. So, I'm just going to take a step forward. With the rear leg, there's a slight bend in it, and we're going to tilt our pelvis slightly until you can feel a stretch in this rear bit of the leg. We'll tilt the pelvis up. You should feel a stretch here. Here, tilt the pelvis, stretch just in front of the leg there. That's the hip flexor. So that's what gets tight with a lot of sitting. Just stays in that position and it shortens. Okay. So now what we're doing is lengthen it up. Cool. Change legs. I'm going to step forward, bend in the knee, and then the back knee, and tilt that pelvis up until you feel that stretch. You know when you've got the right position because you will feel the tension in the back leg. Just there. Okay, we'll go back to the grass skirt move, so we're going to do some hip circles. So again, you might feel as you're bringing your hips forward, you're going to feel your hip flexors again. Still stretching out those hip flexors, as well as getting mobility into our lower back, into our lumbar spine. And back all the way. It's all about movement, keeping everything moving, keeping everything lubricated. Super stuff. Okay. So we're going to move up. We're going to stretch out our upper body. So we're going to start with our arms. So nice straight arm out in front. Bring your arm up behind your elbow and bring it in nice and tight into your chest, keeping the arm straight. Keep your shoulders forward. That keeps the stretch on. So you should be feeling the stretch in your shoulder here. If we move our shoulders round, you're taking the stretch away from the shoulder. We just keep it nice and straight. Good. And swap arms. And nice straight arm. Up behind the elbow. And pulling it in nice and tight. As I said before, you might notice that one side you can stretch easier than the other. It's perfectly normal. It's might use one arm more than the other. Super, and relax. Okay. Grabbing your fingers, you're going to pull them back towards your elbow. What we're doing here is we're stretching our forearms. So if you use the computer a lot or anything like that, it's a good stretch. It stretches out these muscles which get shortened on the computer. Good, excellent. Tense. You should know that you're stretching the right area because you should feel the tension in this bit here. That's right. Okay, cool, relax off. You're going to link your fingers together. You're going to bring them up, shoulder height, slight bend in the elbows. So that around. Cool. So it's like you're hugging a tree or a barrel, and then you're going to push your shoulder blades back. So here, pushing the shoulder blades back. Now the stretch has moved into the upper back here. Good, excellent. Now keep that tension in your arms and just bring your arms above your head like a pirouette. We're not going to ballet dance, don't we?
You could.
Oh, good, yeah, I actually tried, didn't I? Okay, and relax off. Okay, we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to link our fingers behind our back, and then we're just going to lift our arms up as high as we can. The stretch should now move to the front of your shoulders here. As you lift them up, become more intense. Again, as I've been saying for most of this, we need to keep our back straight. Get the stretch. I bend down, but I get my arms higher, but I'm not stretching. Super. Okay, excellent. I'm going to stretch out the back now. So hands in the lower back, and just try and bring your elbows together. As you bring your elbows together, you should find a stretch. Doesn't matter how close your elbows get. Just from there, just try and push the elbows together. Not feeling it?
Yeah, I'm feeling it, but I don't feel it moving.
No. As long as you feel the stretch, that's the important thing. That's the important thing. Okay, relax. Last thing we're going to do is just going to loosen up the neck a little bit. So one ear to a shoulder, and then we're just going to roll forward nice and slowly. You should feel a stretch from your upper back. And when you get to the other ear, roll back to the other shoulder. When you get to the other shoulder, I should say, not yet. Excellent. And you're all done. You're all loose, limber, strong, or worn out. One of the
Yes.
Okay, lovely. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you very much.